Hello and welcome guys to another video where we talk about the carbon markets, about carbon credits, about how to make money with carbon. If you enjoy content like this, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. Today we're going to talk about the turmoil in the carbon markets. Carbon prices are down massively. Especially the European carbon prices have fallen by over 35%. So we could say it's a carbon market, carbon prices crash. What is behind the carbon crash, if we could call it so? Well, of course, the Russians. Jokes aside, the situation in Ukraine has led to a massive turmoil in the market. Overall, the general market, there's a lot of volatility and it has had its effect on carbon markets. So here we can see a massive downturn in the EU futures, where we went from about 90 euros to about 58 euros. And before that, it looked quite nice. And some people are asking, is this because of rising energy prices? And personally, I don't think so. Let me explain why. If we look at the overall market, even though it looks better than carbon markets or EUA futures, it doesn't look pretty. Stocks like Amazon and Apple, everything is down. The S&P is down. The only thing that is up, and that is up massively, are commodities. Metals, gold, natural gas and oil. Commodities are through the roof, and so are food prices. So what has happened? First of all, I think there was a liquidity crunch. I think carbon markets, especially the compliance carbon markets and EUA futures, are speculative assets. I don't think that it's, as claimed, an uncorrelated asset. I think it is very much a correlated asset, at least the compliance markets. And so investors had losses in other sectors and needed the cash, and so liquidated also their carbon futures. Why not? So a lot of margin calls, I guess, and liquidity needs. Secondly, there is now a high uncertainty in the energy market. We don't know if we have oil to drive our cars, or next winter will there be enough natural gas to heat our homes. So since the carbon markets are very much linked to the energy sector as well as industrial processes, there is a high uncertainty also in the carbon market, which means that if we can't produce stuff, if we don't pollute as much, then the prices of carbon will probably fall. So I think in the short term, the uncertainty about the energy prices and about energy consumption leads to lower carbon prices. And we can't forget that a lot of trading is done automatically. If something goes down, it really goes down. So the automatic passive investing might have something to do with that as well. I think also maybe people might have diverted funds into real commodities because there was so much to be gained. So maybe just a change of investment as well. And I think people are moving also out of Europe. The future of Europe, unfortunately for me living in Europe, at the moment does not look too good, at least the near future. Because we are 100% dependent on the Russians for energy. And we're in a bit of a tight spot. So while the carbon market in California was not down that much, the EU carbon market was down much more. So that tells you that in the short term, people are expecting uncertainty, especially in Europe. And that is a concern. But I think medium to long term, the agenda is still on the table. I don't think the long-term outlook has changed a bit. I mean, if the uncertainty persists for many, many years, then sure, carbon will also have volatility, it will have uncertainty. So it depends how long the situation on the global energy market will persist. But I do think and also know that the people behind the green agenda, behind making carbon illegal or very high priced, are still pressing on. Even though prices are rising at the pumps, the politicians are calling for carbon taxes, are calling for less CO2 emissions. These people don't have the connection to the normal people. The European Vice President, Frans Timmermans, said, "I think it would be a historic mistake to draw the conclusion from this security challenge in saying that this means the Green Deal and Fit for 55 can go on the back burner. So despite massive trouble in the energy market, the people are still pushing on for the green agenda. And for example, in my home country, they recently proposed to postpone the carbon tax, which would increase even more the cost of energy and everything else. And the ruling party said, no, we're not postponing the carbon tax. So I think the long-term outlook for the carbon market is still very, very good. So now is the question, is this a buying opportunity? For the near and midterm, I would be a bit careful. If you have a good company or good project that you know, then be sure to make your own research, to calculate the numbers, what you think is going to happen, the probabilities, and then make your decision to buy or not to buy. This is no financial advice, but me personally, I'm looking at some companies and also some cryptos that are becoming cheap and are quite interesting for me. But for now, I have just looked. I have not bought yet. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the situation is going to persist? Do you think there's some other reason for the carbon price to go down that much? What are you looking at? What are you buying? Is this a buying opportunity? Leave a comment in the comment section below, and also check out the Facebook group and Discord server where we discuss these things also in detail. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.